Okay, sixth grade, it is area of triangles. It is looking for area analysis. So that's what we're going to start with. And we're just going to go through this page together. So I know I've said lots of crazy things lately, and that's all been really, really confusing. So I just want to say that, as usual, I had some dates wrong because you know me, I have a hard time sometimes even figuring out what day it is when I'm in the classroom, let alone when I'm out. So this week is the last full week before spring break. You guys are not expected to do any more math than what you have in front of you and what I post up unto and including Friday. So don't panic. You guys have enough work. I believe you might even have some to get started on the week after spring break. So what I'm going to do is make sure that I send this out through Remind, and I just make sure that you guys all know as many different ways as possible. But please don't panic. When we are done with the last lesson on Friday, then we are done for the week. And you can take that week off, and then we'll start up again after spring break. Okay? All right, having said all of that, let's get started on this area analysis for area of triangles. All right, so this first one is asking us to write down what is the formula for finding the area of a triangle. Is it base times height times 2? No, that would definitely not help us out. So it is instead base times height. You could say divided by 2. You could say it this way, or you could say area equals, I don't know why it does this to me, 1/2 of the base times the height. That looks like an A little bit better. Still looks like a marching dummy. I don't know what the heck. A. Ugh. Anyway, close enough. Okay. Wow. Okay, so given that, let's find the area of a triangle with a 6 centimeter base and a 7 centimeter height. So we know it is not base times height times 2. We know it is half of the base times the height. And we know that we can do that by taking half of the base times the height. I don't know why it does this all the time, which might be half of 6 times 7. So if we take half of 6, that means we're going to make it 3 times 7, which is going to be 21 centimeters, square centimeters. All right, that does not look like a 21. Yeah, that's better. 21 square centimeters. Okay. All right. Here is number 3. So find the area of the triangle. Find the area of triangle. Sounds weird. Find the area of the triangle with 12 and 2/10 foot base and a 4-foot height. Okay, so 12 and 2/10 divided by 2 times 4. That would still work. You can do that. You just have to take half of the base and multiply it by the height. So it looks like that one's right. Let's see. It would be, area would be equal to half of, oops, half, not a third, of 12 and 2/10 times 4. So let's see. If we took 12 and 2/10 and we took a half of it and multiplied it, we can do that. We can also do 12 and 2/10 times 2. If we took half of 4 and made it 2, let's see what we would get. They might not have this right though. What I'm guessing is that, well, I don't know. I'm not even going to guess. I'm going to see what the actual answer is first, then we're going to figure out what they did. So on my calculator, I'm going to do 12 and 2/10 times 2, which is definitely not 61. I had a feeling. So I'm wondering if they did their order of operations funny, if they multiplied before they divided, so that they had 12 and 2/10 times 8, or, yeah, 12 and 2/10 divided by 8 times, I don't know what they did. 61 times 4. How did they get 61? That's what I don't understand. Anyway, it's clearly not that. The answer is 24 and 4/10 square feet. Okay. I'm just gonna have to move this over a little bit. It's just so hard to write this way. I don't know what the problem is, but anyway. Okay, so find the area of a triangle with a 19-foot height and a 5 2/10 foot base. So here they did 19 times 5 2/10 divided by a half. I'm sorry, times a half. Times a half. Again, I don't know what's up with that. Let's figure this out. So the area is going to be equal to 1/2 of base times the height. So half of 5 2/10 times 19. So I'm going to take half of 5 2/10 right now and see what that is. So 5 2/10 divided by 2 equals 2.6. So 2 6/10 times 19, which is 49 4/10. Square feet. Okay. All right, let's do number 5 here. Okay, let's take a look at number 5. Number 5, we have our 6 5/10 times 6 5/10. We have to take half of one of those. So here is our distractor, and this is not needed. So really, I don't know what they did here, but they didn't need 9. So for our formula for this one, really, it's got to be, let's see if I can actually watch myself this time. So 1/2 of 6 5/10 times 6 5/10. Which is going to be, so it doesn't matter. We can do 6 5/10 times 6 5/10 divided by 2, or we can take half of one of these. So let's do, let's just do 6 5/10. It would be squared, wouldn't it? So 6 5/10 times 6 5/10, which is 42.25. So it's going to be half of 42 25/100. So I'm going to take 42 25/100 and divide it by 2, which is 21 125,000ths. So I'm going to round that to 21 1300ths. Square units. Okay, because we don't have units, we need to include those units. So I feel like I'm going to break the tip of my pencil. Okay, so number 6. Find the area again. So where is our distractor? Right there. So we do not need this. We need half of 9 times 8 is what we need. So we are going to have half of the base times the height, which is half of 8 times 9, which would be, if we, oh dear, half. Because if we took half of 8, we'd have 4 times 9. So we get 36 square units. Okay? Okay, so here we have this triangle. Here is our distractor, that is the hypotenuse. And we really need to take half of 8/10 and times 25/100. So they have 25/100 times 8/10 times 2. They're doubling it. So we know that's not right. So our area still has to be half of the base times the height, which is half of 25/100 times 8/10. So I'm going to do the 25/100 times 8/10 first. So 0.25 times 0.8, which is 2/10. So we need half of 2/10. Oh, that kind of looks bad. Oops, uh-oh. About to throw my computer off. Oh dear. Hang on a second here. Now I just have to hold my computer up with my hand over here because it's being funky. So half of 2/10, it'd be like half of 20 cents, which is going to be 1/10 square units. Okay. All right. Have this like, my computer is set up very funky. It's actually on a, oh, you probably didn't want to know. It's on a salt shaker. Yeah, that's right. That's what I said, a salt shaker. Okay. Let me see. I'm making you guys dizzy. There we go. All right. Back on top. Okay. Last one here. We're finding the area. We don't need this one. That is our distractor. We just need this and this. So here we go. So our area is equal to 1/2 of the base times the height. For the very last time, it's going to be half of 23 times 11 6/10, neither one of which are easy to figure out. So let's go ahead and just do 23 times 11 6/10 first, and then we'll divide it by 2. So 23 times 11 6/10 equals. So we are taking half of 266 8/10. So we're going to divide that by 2, and we get 133 4/10 units square. Sweet. And that is the end of that. Whew. All right. Tomorrow's lesson coming soon. See you later.